Ghusl, taking a bath. Something which we do every day, but if you think about it, it's a pretty important part of your religion, because if you're not ritually pure, you cannot perform some of the important religious acts. How much time and effort you put into learning about the correct manner of Ghusl, and how consciously and how well you perform the Ghusl, shows your concern for the way you stand before Allah. Ghusl is an amana, a trust between you and your Rabb. I really can't emphasize enough the importance of Ghusl. In this video, I will first address the obligatory Ghusl, which will be helpful to you when you are in a hurry or there's not enough time to perform a complete Ghusl. Next, I will take you step by step through the etiquettes of the complete Ghusl, where I will discuss the sunnah acts of Ghusl. All of this information has been taken from the fatwas and writings of the scholars. So let's begin. There are two kinds of impurities: the minor impurity and the major impurity, which occurs as a result of janaba, haid or nifas. To achieve tahara from the minor impurity, you only need to renew your wudu or ablution, whereas in the case of major impurity, you must perform Ghusl. Ghusl can be performed in two ways: a complete Ghusl with all of the sunnahs of the Prophet, peace and blessings upon him, and the second way is a partial or a sufficient Ghusl, which means only performing the obligatory acts to free yourself from ritual impurity. So what are these obligatory acts of Ghusl? First is to make niyyah or intention that you are performing this Ghusl to purify yourself from major ritual impurity. Second, rinsing your mouth and nose, and lastly, letting water run over your entire body at least once. Make sure it reaches every part of your body, including your scalp and not just your hair. If you manage to complete this much, then you have sufficiently purified yourself from the major ritual impurity. As for the complete Ghusl, this is the mustahab or preferred method, and is the way the Prophet, peace and blessings upon him, performed Ghusl. First, make intention of performing this Ghusl to purify yourself from major ritual impurity. And then say Bismillah. Wash your hands 3 times. Then with your left hand, wash your private parts and anywhere else that's contaminated with impurity. Then perform a complete wudu, just as you would for your daily prayers. Then pour water over your head 3 times while thoroughly making sure the water reaches your scalp. Some scholars said 3 times means once on the left, once on the right, and then once in the center. Then wash the entire body, starting with the right side and then the left side, rubbing it with your hands to ensure you don't miss a spot. These are the etiquettes of the complete Ghusl. Ghusl essentially means letting water run over every part of your body. So if you're wearing a ring, you should move it, and if it's so tight that the water won't reach the skin underneath it, then you must remove it from your finger. Cosmetic items which form a barrier and prevent the water from reaching your body must also be removed beforehand. In a narration by Maimuna, may Allah be pleased with her, she mentioned that the Prophet, peace and blessings upon him, moved away from the spot where he had been performing Ghusl and then washed his feet. The Prophet, peace and blessings upon him, only washed his feet if there was a need, such as if it was a dirty floor, but if the feet were washed, then that is okay. If not, then you should wash them after Ghusl. Now for some frequently asked questions. Is Ghusl always the same? Yes. The prescribed manner of Ghusl is always the same for men and women. Whether you're taking a ghusl after janaba, haid or nifas, or for special occasions when it's recommended to take a ghusl. The only difference is after janaba, a woman can perform ghusl without undoing her braids. After haid, it is recommended for a woman to use a piece of cloth scented with musk to perfume the site of menstruation. If during ghusl we experience something that nullifies wudu, do we need to repeat the ghusl? Nullifiers of wudu do not nullify your ghusl. In this case, you can complete your ghusl and renew your wudu for salah. Is it obligatory to rinse the mouth and nose? What if I forget to rinse at the beginning of the ghusl? Ghusl is not valid without rinsing the mouth and nose, just as wudu is invalid without them. Because inside the mouth and nose are parts of the body that must be purified. If you forget to rinse your mouth and nose at the beginning of the ghusl, you can rinse them in the middle or at the end. If I miss a spot during ghusl, do I have to repeat the ghusl? The answer to this question is whether it's obligatory to wash the body parts one after the other. According to the majority view, if a person did not wash a body part or missed a spot, he may wash it on its own later, whether it is later on or immediately after. Does touching private parts without a barrier invalidate wudu? There is a difference of opinion in this matter. Some scholars say that it's still valid, while others say it is invalid, and the difference being if it was touched with desire. If it is touched with desire, wudu becomes invalid, and if not touched with desire, the wudu is still valid. Sheikh Ibn al-Utaymin says that it's recommended to make wudu in all cases, whether one touches with desire or not, and if it is touched with desire, then the opinion that it must be renewed is very strong, and renewing the wudu in such a circumstance is being on the safe side. This completes this tutorial on how to perform a complete ghusl. Please share this video with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.